Hello y'all, this is Hearts of Iron 4, and with that said, this video is going to act as part 1 of a Stalinist United Kingdom playthrough. Here is some brief history on the United Kingdom. Although the United Kingdom emerged victorious from the Great War, the foundation of the Great Empire was shaken to its core. A generation of the country's finest were lost in the trenches of Flanders and northern France, while unrest spread throughout the Commonwealth and massive debts accrued. With the trauma of the last war still in fresh memory, the country now faces the prospect of another. It is becoming increasingly clear that there will be no peace for our time. We have started, and let's go to our national overview. We are led by Stanley Baldwin, the conservative grandee. Well, that's his leader trait anyway. And as for national spirits, we have London Naval Treaty signatory, British Stalinism, the war to end all wars, and King George V. So this is a constitutional monarchy, essentially. And we lead the faction, the Allies, and the ruling ideology is democratic. But in the focus tree, let's go ahead and let me go over here. Let's do a change in course. As world tension mounts, it is clear that our current political our current political leadership is incapable of protecting the nation's interests. The time has come for a drastic departure from the politics of the last few decades, and this will grant us a national spirit which will see us gain political power daily. Well, more political power daily. War support will also go up more each week, but democracy support will go down for a year. And research slots available, we have 4. Let's put those to good use. Basic machine tools, construction 1, and wow, we already have electronic mechanical engineering and radio research. Let's get mechanical computing then. Also grab this here, support weapons. And as for our army, well, factories, let's go to our factories. Build some civilian factories in East Anglia, wherever the most ideal areas are for these things to be built. There we go. Very good. Build them in central, southern England, or wherever, Mercia, Essex, and all that stuff. So we have how many divisions? I believe we have 36 divisions. We have 22 fleets, massive Royal Navy. That's the British for you, though. 28 air wings. And now let's go to our army, the 1st Infantry Division. Combine all these units here on the home islands and bring them together to form the 1st Army of Britain. Well, the 1st British Army. There we go. New army group. Alan Brooks can be the Field Marshal. Good. And we have tons of units spread around the colonies. We will just, let's just put them in the army for now. We're going to aim for decolonization later, so we might as well get these guys to just go ahead and be part of a larger army. Get this done. Come on, William Slim. There we go. Grab this guy here. Great. And Army 2. Terrific. Free military factories. What do we build upon? Let's get some more fighters. Do we have close air support at all? We do not. Oh, we do. Build some Hectors, please. And build more rifles. I also need trains, probably. Yes, I need trains. What am I doing? Build some trains and put that other factory on rifles. Infantry equipment, whatever. And let's get all the remaining infantry divisions, put them in one army. Well, remaining divisions of the army. And can we give this guy a trait? I don't think we can. Actually, we could. For the Field Marshal, we start off with some command power, so let's use that. We gave him organization first. No divisions and basic training. We'll change that. And there we go. I got an idea for all these colonial garrisons we have. We could just use them for garrison duty in a home island. So take the cavalry brigade here. Take all these colonial divisions, like the Aden Sudan force, everything like that, and move them all back to Britain, and they'll just garrison our ports. They'll act like sort of a home guard, effectively. So just guard the ports of England and Britain in general. Get that done. Come on. I am going to have to put them. How many do we need? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And how many now? 12, 13. How many more, I wonder? 15, 16. And that's it. That should be enough. Wow, that's perfect. We have 16 divisions, and I got to look after 16 ports. Decisions available. Don't worry too much about that. And we're just going to have to wait for a change in course to be completed and see whatever paths the other major powers of the world decide to go down. Maybe we'll have the French go communist or something. That would be nice for us. Give us an ally in the, in mainland Europe. Now, change in course is a 35-day long focus, so we do have to wait a tiny bit. These colonial divisions are heading home. The Gibraltar Defense Force, they're doing that now. Oh, I gotta defend Gibraltar, don't I? I do have to defend Gibraltar. Whoops. Defend Gibraltar. Don't leave there. Defend Gibraltar. I have to defend that place. Even if we decolonize, I don't think we give that up. King George V dies. His Majesty George V, King of the United Kingdom and the British Dominions, and Emperor of India, has passed away. His quiet calm and devotion to his subjects saw the empire through both the Great War and the Great Depression. His son will assume the mantle as King Edward VIII, but there are already concerns that he will be too independent of thought. Stanley Baldwin and Neville Chamberlain are preparing to ensure that he will accept direction from the Prime Minister and the Cabinet, and may he rest in peace. So George V is dead. Now, free dockyards. We need to work on more ships, don't we? Yes. And I need to combine all my ships of the British Navy into one massive fleet, so let me keep that in mind. Well, let me do that now. Go to the naval map mode. All these ships here. Change in course is done. This is going to take a little bit of time, but we'll get it complete. Get all these ships here in England. I just need to merge everything together. And bring them here, bring all these units home, put them in London, near London for now, the greater London area. Port there, please. Just have them sit there for now. No national focus. Set, let's complete concessions to the trade unions. Our efforts to rearm are continuously marred by conflicts with the trade unions. We may well have a much smoother transition if we elect to cooperate with them, rather than continue to struggle against them. And from this focus, we'll gain 10% base stability once it's done. Also unlock some decisions which will allow us to get communist control in the United Kingdom. That would be what we're aiming to do. And we already have so many ships here assembled in England. I can imagine if we have the entire Navy operating all at once, we're going to have no fuel for them. I can just see that. I got to start the focus. Whoops. And now, free dockyards. More free dockyards. Oh boy. Build some more Leander-class ships, please. How many more ships do we need here? This is so many. Like, how much fuel do I lose per day if I send these guys out to, like, train or something? I wonder. I really am curious. I will have no fuel. I need to just train with the entire British Navy, don't I? I think I may do that. Get these western approaches ships here. Bring them over here. Thank you. The majority of ships have emerged. Home command, merge into this force. Now let's see how much fuel we lose in a day. And there goes the fuel out the window. And it's not too bad. The fuel could be worse. The fuel consumption is still going down, obviously. Remilitarization of the Rhineland, and that's happened. The Montreal Convention. It's basically Turkey wants to remilitarize their... They want to remilitarize their... Great. I don't know. Great. They want to remilitarize their territory. Okay. Let me see here. We shall back the Turks. So the Montreal Convention, what do we do here? We shall be supporting Turkey on the basis that it should have the power to regulate passage through the Turkish Straits. Okay, whatever. So, forget that then. Remilitarization of the Rhineland, that has gone on. Turkey remilitarizes the Rhine Straits. I mean, not the Dardanelles Straits, like up here. I don't know why I was taking out of the Rhineland. I was just reading about it. So, 2 countries have remilitarized a few states they controlled, and our Navy is exercising to get so much naval EXP per day. That is terrific. Modify Officer Corps. Ethiopia has been defeated in their war. And theorist. Let's get a military. Naturally, no. I don't need a theorist right now. Free dockyards. I need to just save enough political power to get myself a Second London Naval Treaty. Second London Naval Conference junk. Don't worry about that. I need to get myself a communist, what is it? A communist revolutionary. I had to be communist to get someone for daily communist support? What? So, okay, that's a little strange, but alright. What can I do then? Let's get a quartermaster general, or no? Just get a backroom backstabber. Neville Henderson here. Subversive activities cost minus 25%, and ideology drift defense minus plus. No, that's not good either. Let's go with the silent workhorse for political power gain. And now in the focus tree, let's do revisit colonial policy, because we don't go ahead and get decolonization done in advance, well, before the communists come to power, we could have some problems. But let's do revisit colonial policy. The times are changing. It is clear that the independence movements will only continue to spring up across the empire and in ever stronger incarnations. If we do not wish to be forced into pouring increasingly vast resources into suppressing these movements, then we must acknowledge that our empire has run its course and now must be allowed to find its own path in the world. And communism will go up in popularity once this is done. Political power will go up. We'll get 80 political power. Base stability will go down. And we'll have to do this. Revisit colonial policy. Second, where's those special decisions now for the trade unions? Yeah, I'm going to have to just give them tons and tons of... Yeah, I just need to give them a lot of stuff, don't I? Yes, I do. Kingdom of Poland elects a king, and the United Kingdom concedes trade unions. That is what we're doing. Yes. And decisions. I need to keep enough political power done. We will enact we'll grant them, enact mandatory union days, or something like that. Revisit colonial policy will be done. Second London Naval Treaty is signed. How many of these focuses do we have to do to get to decolonization? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, counting that last one. It will take us some time to decolonize all of the British Empire, but we'll get it done. Here's some new infantry divisions. Give them the Army 3. Let me move Army what? Oh, never mind. But Army 3, led by Harold Alexander. That would do just fine. I need to recruit more soldiers too. How are we doing with equipment, I wonder? I am curious. Research slots available, 2 of them. Let's get ourselves concentrated industry 1. The German Reich dominates Dutch trade negotiations. Yes, I'm a little concerned about that. But let's enact mandatory trade union days. That is done. And what? I forgot the research slot thing, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so improved machine tools. Get that researched. Get some more stuff made. Well, more ships, please. For the UK, we're at 66 naval EXP. Edward VIII Abdication Crisis. For some time, King Edward VIII has entertained hopes to marry the American Wallis Simpson. A constitutional crisis has now arisen, as Miss Simpson is not only divorced from her previous husband, but in the point of fact still married to her current husband, presently pursuing a second divorce. General outrage has ensued on the grounds that, as king and being the head of the Church of England, Edward cannot marry a divorcee. The king, however, has made it abundantly clear that he is very much in love with Miss Simpson and intends to marry her, regardless of the opinions of his governments or his subjects. As such, only 3 options remain open to him. The British government and the governments of the Dominion have already stated that any alternative to abdication will be unacceptable, and repercussions of trying to force through a marriage, even an attempted compromise, would likely be dire, not only for Britain itself, but also for its ties to the Commonwealth. As the king's closest advisors continue their attempts to convince him, the public awaits with bated breath of the resolution of this conflict between the king and his cabinet. If he will not change his mind, the king must abdicate. And he will have to abdicate, probably. We'll get an event about that. And let's make some more ships. Good. Revisit colonial policy will be done soon. And what's this all here? We've got to get more political power dedicated to this stuff. I need a lot of support for the CPGB, don't I? The Communist Party of Great Britain. Yes, I do. We are at 12% popularity. We're a little bit off there. And do I even put anything down for Gateway to Europe? Demand reduced Dutch trade with Germany. Yeah, we'll see what we can do to influence the Netherlands. If we can get a communist Netherlands, that could be useful to us. I don't know, maybe. But I just need to focus all my political power on getting stuff here done. I may just have to give up the Netherlands. King Edward VIII advocates. Prime Minister Baldwin has made it quite clear that the colonial policy is being revisited. Prime Minister Baldwin has made it quite clear that the dignity of the King Emperor will be impinged if he were to marry not just a commoner, but also a divorcee, and if that was not bad enough, an American. After much soul-searching, His Majesty has chosen love over duty and has chosen to abdicate. His younger brother, Albert, will assume the mantle as King George VI. London bookmakers are already taking odds, or rather this shy man will make it to his own coronation. God save King George VI. There we are then. National focus not set. Let's do Guide to Colonies. Guide to Colonies. Taking the first steps towards full independence after long periods under our control is not easy. Our dominions require our aid in restructuring their government so that they may function as well as when completely independent as they do now under our guidance. And that will happen. Well, all of our puppets, all of our subject states will get a bunch of national spirits once we're done with this focus, which will take 70 days. Modify Officer Corps, don't worry about it. Let's request trade union support for new factories, or no. I just need communist support to go up. I need to just go up. Yeah, I need communism to go up in terms of popularity here. I just need that overall and nothing else. So, pass construction safety regulations. We'll do that soon. Yes. Communism is now popular, more popular, and that's what we needed. And then we'll pass more factory safety legislation. Yes, or something like that. I don't want any buffs right now. I just want to get this country to be as communist as fast as possible. Excavation 1, let's complete that. We're at 24% popularity of communism in Britain at this point in time. And nationalist Spain declared war on Spain. That's the Spanish Civil War. Let's give some support to Republican Spain. Where is Lend-Lease? Oh, we can't do Lend-Lease. World tension's not high enough, I guess. Oh well. Modify Officer Corps, don't worry about that. Let's go back here, though. I need to pass factory safety legislation. I need that to be done. I need communism to be more popular. I need it to be popular. Come on. There we go. And how is communism doing now? 30% of the country, well, out of 100. Communism is just popular now. My goodness, this is so fast. We just have to focus on making sure communism is just as popular as possible, as fast as possible. We just got to hold the referendum. How much popularity do we need? Oh, we got to complete at least one for every focus, don't we? The games of the XI Olympiad. Request trade unions for factories. Sure, let's do that. Yes. I guess we will have to do that. Where they demand trade unions, demand minister. I had to do a number of things, don't I? Yes, I do. Bulgarian rearmament negotiations. Sure. Bulgaria will be able to start up their rearmament. And this means they're just offering empty promises. I'm not even paying that much attention to it. Bulgaria will not be much of a concern to us as soon as we turn communist, because we're really going to just focus more on Britain itself instead of the greater machinations of the British Empire. Well, what will be just the remnants of the British Empire. Let's research the Hawker Hurricane. And how's logistics doing? Stop making as many infantry divisions. What am I doing? Okay, let me just recruit these guys. One of them will do that. And we'll actually go down to one infantry division in the queue as soon as possible. Yeah, it seems like the best call. Guide to Colonies is done. The Bulgarian government condemns the IMRO. Let us complete the focus. Towards Dominion independence. Having seen to the restructuring of the Dominion governments, we must now aid our dominions in taking the final steps toward cutting their official ties to Westminster. It is likely that we will see a period of mass migration, as those who would rather continue to be a part of the United Kingdom will immigrate, and from this we'll gain 100,000 manpower and 100 political power, and that will be done in 70 days. That focus will. And what decisions can I enact now? Enact now paid increase in paid leave. Pass increase in paid leave legislation, sure. And how are we doing here? We're getting there. We're getting the trade union, getting communism in power. We got to amend legislation next, apparently. Yes, we do have to do something relating to that. We're about halfway there in terms of how many more decisions we have to use political power for. I believe. Modify Officer Corps, don't worry about that. Just don't worry about anything except getting the trade unions happy. Just keep the trade unions happy. Let's unlock convoy sailing. That's done now. Just keep getting as much naval experience as possible. We have the best navy in the world, but we got to maintain that. And we have 2 new divisions, 3 new infantry divisions recruited. Bulgaria pressures to lift their army restrictions. Sure. Sure, why not? Lift their restrictions, I don't care. They don't need their restrictions, I guess. and I need to pass legislation again. Well, I gotta do another decision. That will cost 150 political power this time, and that is going to be one more decision down for us to get done. A royal wedding in Brazil, interesting. Very interesting. And we have 10 new ships we have built. Wow, I gotta keep building a lot of crazy stuff. Build an Ark Royal, please. Are doing fine with supplies, well, everything except for guns. We need more infantry equipment, please. Keep building civilian factories, though. Build more here, build more in London, especially. London needs to be focused on simply because it has the most infrastructure, and that means it's one of the best places to build factories in. So focus on London pretty hard, extensively, just filled up with civilian factories. And how's our Navy doing here? They are regulars at this point, I would say. I think they are anyway. They mostly are. Concentrated Industry 1 is done. Now research slot available. Let's get Concentrated Industry 2. Because the sequel to Concentrated Industry 1 is better than the first one, I think. And in our focus tree, let's complete withdrawal from contested territories. A number of territories across the globe considered part of the British overseas territories are claimed by neighboring states. This causes diplomatic tensions, and so it may be better to reassess their status as under United Kingdom jurisdiction. And from this focus, we'll take a hit in base stability, but also gain 25,000 manpower. And I think Yemen's going to get Aden, for example. China's going to get Hong Kong. Canada's going to get Labrador. They also get Newfoundland. Argentina's going to get the Falkland Islands. Ireland's going to get Northern Ireland. Spain will get Gibraltar. And that will be that. So that will take 35 days. We had to do all this in order to become a communist state. For the UK to go communist in Hearts of Iron 4. Well, without having a civil war, that is. Political advisor. Don't worry about that. Go back to here, though. Amend legislation. Done. Now we got to do limit conscription soon enough. That will take some time. Let's at least get ourselves a factory or something. We need military factories or factory worker support. Fine, get us some military factories. Good, give me more military factories. Thank you, trade unions. Just they magically appear. The trade union workers are so capable, they just cause factories to pop into existence. Very skilled workers there. And free dockyards. We need put them on something else. Make more town-class cruisers. Withdrawal from contested territories is done. That unit we left in Gibraltar, I guess, is now... They are in exile mode. Foundations for an Indian state. If it is to function as an independent state, we must see to increasing the industrialization of India, as well as drastically restructuring their government. The challenges of governing an entire subcontinent are, as we have found, not simple ones, and India must be prepared if it is to succeed. And from this focus, we'll get 60 political power. British Raj will get a lot of stuff. They'll get a lot of civilian factories, 4 civilian factories, get some base stability, all that stuff. But they're going to be primed to go independent soon enough. Improved machine tools will be done. And we have exiled divisions. I know I got to get those guys out of Gibraltar, since we gave that to Spain, who's currently in a civil war. So they're heading back up to Britain now. The Gibraltar Defense Force is gone. Oh well. And how's the Spanish Civil War going? Are they stuck here? Oh, they're stuck in nationalist Spain. Whoops. Can you guys set sail at all? Set sail. Just get out of there. Go. There. We left the Singapore troops in Gibraltar, it seems. They're the unit tasked with defending that part of the world. And basic engine for tanks, let's research that now. Don't worry about the officer corps. Let me check this. Limit conscription, get that done. How much more things do we got to do? Okay, we have 2 more decisions we must get done with. 3 decisions we got to get finished in order to hold the referendum for communism. And how is popularity of this ideology going? It's at 48%. That's quite a bit. And honestly, why do I even get an option to have a communist revolutionary political advisor that I can only use after the communists are already in power? I mean, I'm glad the UK has an alternative system. Alternate system to get them into power. It's just interesting that that was done as a design choice. And a change in course is done. Democracy is no longer going to lose popularity as much every day. And now let's research Victor's Wellington. to get some more effective tactical bombers. We have some outdated equipment in production. Let's make some Hurricanes now instead of Gladiators. Gladiators were a good plane, but I think Hurricanes might be an improvement in terms of performance. And infantry equipment, we're still in a bad spot there. Can I get more factories, please? Thank you for the factories. Appreciate it. And oh great, Portugal seeks to purchase British ships. Okay, this will be beneficial to us. We'll get one civilian factory for doing that. And I need these infantry divisions to be produced, please. I need more soldiers all the time, every day, all day. More units for the UK. More soldiers overall. National focus not set. Let's do self-government for the Mediterranean. And self-government for the Mediterranean. The nations in the Mediterranean are ready to receive extensive autonomy in preparation for full independence. This is likely to result in an influx of immigrants desiring to obtain British nationality before independence is formalized. And we'll get 25 political power from this, as well as 10,000 manpower. Malta will become a dominion of the UK, so will the Republic of Cyprus. I think Cyprus has a unique flag as a British puppet. I may be wrong. I think they do. Guess we'll see in a little bit, though, once this focus is done. And France invites us to the non-intervention committee. Sure. They do not want anyone to intervene in a war. No outside intervention in the war in Spain. Sure. Okay, turn across Latvia. Fine. Self-government for the Mediterranean is done. There's a war in Latvia. Civil war. Let me check on Cyprus now. Do they have a unique flag? They do not. Huh. Oh well. Guess I was wrong. I thought they had a unique flag. The three-nation solution. Complete that focus. And now for decisions. Let's get our past minimum wage increase legislation done. Next thing, we captured an Italian operative, Angelo Gabardi Lupo. He was spying on us, I guess. And appointing a trade minister will cost us 100. Trade union minister will cost us 100 political power, but it will be worth it, because that'll be the last decision we need to hold the referendum. We'll do that focus anyway. Get that decision done. And let's get 1934 medium tank chassis researched and the three-nation solution. Cultural and religious differences are extreme across the Indian subcontinent. Already there are antagonizations between various groupings with different loyalties. Rather than lump them all into a single state, Chiang Kai-shek got executed. Perhaps a better solution would be to split the subcontinent up in a trio of states. Hindu India, Muslim Pakistan in the northwest, and Muslim Bangladesh in the northeast. Research slot available. Let's get ourselves research synthetic oil experiments. We're going to lose a lot of oil. We're going to have, well, we already struggle with oil issues right now, but it'll probably be, actually no, where's all the fuel at we use? I don't know. Never mind. And what's going to go on with China, I wonder? They may go fascist. No, they have Wang Zhengwei. Well, he replaced Chiang Kai-shek, so that's going on. And Spain, there's Carlos Spain. China's fighting Communist China. We no longer get the effect of mandatory union something, whatever. And it seems like, checking here, communism is above 50% popularity as an ideology. Three-nation solution is done, and we split apart India. There's Pakistan to British Raj. Stanley Baldwin resigns. So Neville Chamberlain is in power now. Let's complete towards Indian independence. Get that done. Construction 2 is done. Next up is excavation 2 towards Indian independence. The time has come to set India on its path to independence. We will begin gradually transferring governmental tasks, increasing their autonomy in preparation for full independence. And the daily autonomy progress for Pakistan, Bangladesh, British Raj, all those places, that will go up there, and they'll all become dominions of the UK. Amelia Earhart circumnavigates the globe. She didn't go missing in this particular playthrough. We'll also get some manpower and political power from these events. Unassigned divisions. Here we go. More new units for us. Yes. And doctrines available. Naval doctrine. Don't go with battle fleet concentration. And let me start exercising the entire military to keep these guys strong. Japan declared war on China. That's going on. Appoint the trade union minister. Japan declared war on Shanxi. What do we need to do here? We need, we gotta wait a few days. Marco Polo bridge incident, that has occurred. Alright then, so let's get this guy here done. That infantry division. And all these units are exercising, just to get them to be regulars in terms of experience level instead of being trained, because Regulars are a better experience level. Communist China joined a Greater East Asian Co-Prosperity Sphere, so Mao Zedong is teaming. Well, not Mao Zedong. That's Wang Ming. What the world? Well, not him. Well, not Mao, evidently. So Communist China, they are teaming up with Hirohito to defeat China and the warlords, I guess. Let's start making different bombers. Make some Wellington bombers. Outdated equipment in production. They're mine. And Spitfire. Well, no, Spitfires are way too advanced for 1937. Let me research. Improved infantry equipment 1. Good. Towards Indian independence is done. And a referendum will be held. Communists demand referendum. And Marxist ideas took root in the United Kingdom a long time ago, but have gained much more widespread support lately. I wonder why. The movement has spread outside political theory and into political practice, with disgruntled workers and even some high-profile celebrities voicing support. The communists call this class consciousness. The Conservative Party call it a fast track to riots and treason. Showing little faith in Neville Chamberlain being willing to implement the reforms they demand, the more vocal communists have called for an immediate referendum to have the current government removed. While we might be able to reverse the momentum of this mass movement, failure to do so will doubtlessly result in the more popular communist method of removal, revolution, and the referendum is preferable to a bloody revolt. The referendum shall be held, and that is done now. And so we have become the Union of Britain. We have a new flag, which it's basically the Union Jack with a hammer and sickle in the middle of it. And now Harry Pollitt is the country leader, and he has the leader trait, staunch Stalinist, which grants us higher factory output and a higher ideology-driven defense. And historically, Harry Pollitt was a communist who served as the General Secretary of the Communist Party of Great Britain, first from 1929 to 1939, and again from 1941 until he died. Well, again from 1941 to 1960, which is the year he died. He was a big fan of Joseph Stalin and even was a firm adherent to Stalinism following the Soviet leader's death. And that's who Harry Pollitt was. And we're going to keep him in power. We could replace him if we went went with the British Communist alternative, but we're not going to do that. In fact, now in the focus tree, I guess we'll continue along our way for just getting decolonization finished once and for all. We're going to do self-government for Africa. It says here, the nations in Africa are ready to receive extensive autonomy in preparation for full independence. This is likely to result in an influx of immigrants desiring to obtain British nationality before independence is formalized. And we'll get 100 political power from this, as well as 100,000 manpower. And several places will now become dominions of the UK, but I imagine they'll be broken off soon enough. And concessions to the trade unions are still a thing. Request support for new factories. Yes, give me a little bit of everything. Yes, all of the political power. Give me all of it. Thank you, trade unions. You're really helping us out. And they expect decolonization. We have 728 days until this mission expires, which, when it does, it will be bad for us. A coup attempt will be averted if we're able to prevent it. And we'll have a communist civil war if we don't complete decolonization. So self-government for Africa is priority right now. We're just going to rush ahead and get decolonization done. We have about 70, 140, 240, about 320 more days until decolonization is done. So probably sometime around 1938, we'll be fully finished with decolonization. And we have some free civilian factories. Let's get more of those made around London. Get all that done now. Great. Get more of those. Self-government for Africa is done. I could go and declare war on someone now. I could. Regional Defense Council of Aragon has capitulated. Did we invade Mexico? I could invade Mexico. I really am considering an invasion of Mexico. I mean, it'd be protected if we attacked them. That's the problem. That is the real issue. And what do we do, though? What do we do? I don't even have the political power for this. I'm pretty sure I don't anyway. Let me check. How much does this cost to justify? It is, well, we need one more. 225 days. That is a long time. Do we invade the Netherlands? Perhaps. Do we invade? We could do that. Make a puppet out of some countries in Europe. That might benefit us. Italy announces claims on Yugoslavian territory, free dockyards. Japan abandons naval treaty, so does Italy. Go figure. And Carlos, Spain loses the Civil War. I need more dockyards to be assigned to making the Ark Royals. Well, actually, I need some on convoys, don't I? That might be a good idea. Yes. So there we go. We just finished researching something. I think it was tank chassis, whatever. Let's now research the next thing and support equipment, the next tier there. And do we invade another country? I want to do it. I just want to get it done. Request trade union support for new factories. That is done now. And we just got to get decolonization done. Do we invade someone? I really want to... I'm considering my options here. We could invade Germany early. They have... how many units? 29 to 99. Let's invade the Netherlands and get it done. I say invade them. For the sake of communism. And bring them to power. Well, bring communism to their doorstep. Yeah, that should be an easy war. We heavily outnumber them. Our navy should be able to squash them easily. And self-government for Africa is done. Let's now do self-government for the Middle East. We'll gain a lot of dominions, and we've decolonized a lot of Africa. All these places like, say, the Sudan, there are puppets now. I wonder if all these countries will still stay in the faction once we're done with this. Maybe they will. They possibly will. I sort of regret leaving the Dominion of India on their own there. That may have been a mistake. Can I start socialist education in British Malaya? I need to get that done. I might as well try to make my puppets communist right now. I need to ensure that as many countries as possible stay communist once the decolonization... I need them to stay in our faction or join the Comintern once we're done with decolonization. Cheat on the treaties, don't worry about that. What can we do? Establish an intelligence agency, maybe? Yes. And the MI6. So that's being created, good. And I still am considering invading the Netherlands. Let's get this ready to go ahead and do this. Conqueror. That'll take 225 days. That's being done now. They're being guaranteed by anyone? Or no? I don't know. Zog submits to Italy. That's going on. And now let's complete self-government for the Americas. And several countries there will become free or something like that. And we have some divisions here. Send them over to Harry Pollock, calls to aid Dutch workers. Mexico is having a civil war. Oh well. And can we invade them? Are they going to be guaranteed at all? What are the French going to do? I don't think they're going to guarantee them. Yeah, I don't think they're going to guarantee them. They're already guaranteeing everyone else. Dockyards, 8 out of 17. Let's build more convoys then. Well, at least 5 convoys. Put the rest of these on heavy ship design, hulls maybe. Yes, G3 design, whatever. And now let's research, say, the next train upgrade, perhaps. Do that. That'll take that'll be somewhat ahead of time in terms of tech, but we'll be fine. Dockyards. Oh, we have no factories on trains now, do we? Oh well. Let's make some more ships then. Put more factories on this. Yugoslavia requests sales of airplanes, give them fighters. Self-government for the Americas is done. Let's build more ships, Admiral-class vessels, get that done. Self-government for the Americas is done. Now let's complete self-government for Asia. And we have, like, say, Communist Belize here, Popular Union of Belize. Who else? Jamaica. Jamaica is communist, aren't they? And British Malaya is now no longer a integrated puppet. They're just a puppet. That's good for them, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, so let's go to develop the tungsten mine, Drakeland tungsten mine for resources, request factories for, trade union support for new factories, get all that done, great. And an operative can be recruited, get an operative, Fairfax, whatever his name is. We have a new operative, got him recruited now. Fairfax Seaton, send him to Canada, or something like that, never mind, forget Canada. Canada they are still a dominion of us, but they'll be, they'll be broken away soon enough. Sten Mark 1, no Mark 2. What do we do? Research. Go to industry. Let's research computing machine. Engineering. We're in computing. No, we're doing engineering now. Request, research disometric radar. Get that done. Good. And what all can we do now? Missing equipment production. What am I missing? We need more military factories, don't we? We don't have as many puppets as we used to, so that is making a difference in terms of industrial output, I imagine. Because we're not using their resources anymore. We need more military factories. We're missing production of some naval fighters and naval... Australia proclaims independence. That is going on. We'll see how that lasts. Make some Nimrods, also make a few Sharks. Canada is proclaiming independence. India proclaims independence as expected, and they're all breaking away. I mean, they were being primed for independence anyway, so it's not really surprising that this happened. We could go ahead and invade Canada later on. Hungary join the Axis. Alright then. Research slot available. Let's get ourselves interwar artillery. Good. And now we have some New Zealand ships in our harbor. I have no clue why, but they're just here. Free dockyards. Self-government for Asia is done. New Zealand proclaims independence. They went so far to put ships in London, and then they declared independence. Why? Select the national focus, decolonization. And South Africa proclaims independence. They're all breaking away. Not very shocking at all. Modified government. Let's go with communist revolutionary. Get some more communism support daily. Now, make it 100% popularity. Give it, just make sure it's extremely popular. And once full decolonization is done, I suppose all these countries will have to decide if they want to stay in the Allies or not. I imagine all these communist countries will, but the non-communist countries will choose not to. Like all these democracies in, say, India. British Malaya is communist, so they'll stay in it, probably. And some very interesting flags for all these communist states. Like all of our subjects here, if we just look at them. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Especially in Africa, like the Tamil Sinhalese Socialist Federation. Is that Communist Ceylon? Maybe it is, I'm not entirely sure. Some very interesting names, overall. In retrospect, I maybe should have waited to go communist before I started having countries break off from the Union, from the UK, because doing that kind of led us to a point where we will be deprived of a handful of allies. Like India, they'll be... At least, yeah, they won't be communist. The German Reich declared war on Austria. They refused Anschluss? Well, that's brave. That is very brave. And we're going to invade the Netherlands, and maybe we'll invade the German Reich after that. I don't know. Austria is fighting on two fronts, though, or they're not. I don't know what's happening there. They are very much not having a fun time, though. Not having a fun time at all. And how much longer till this war justification is finished? 14 July 1938. We have a couple more months until that's done, so let me go ahead and get this Navy to stop doing exercises, merge back together. We need to organize some kind of naval invasion plan for Britain so we can make this invasion as effective as possible. Hand over a few divisions of Army 3 to Army 1, and they'll get ready to go. They'll land in the Netherlands, try to take Amsterdam and all those places. So say aim for say 5 divisions, launch from Norwich, take here, good, and have these units land in, with some tanks land. The Royal Tank Regiment's going to land down at Rotterdam, attempt to anyway. That's actually way too many. Take the Tank Regiment, actually send them up here. Yeah, that's slightly way too many. That was a mistake. Way too many divisions on that order now. Whoops. Whoops indeed. So these divisions here, take 3, land here at Rotterdam, take 2, as well as the Royal Tank Regiment, and land at that port south of Lille-Roorden, or west of Lille-Roorden. So that order will be ready to go soon, and we'll split up our Navy, we'll merge them with those newly constructed ships, and the Royal Navy will provide naval invasion support, as well as, say, just tons and tons of naval support. They gotta repair first. So let me split this force up 3 ways. Split it up one more time. There we go. That's way too many times we split it up. But merge these 2 back together. Or no. Whatever. Just take this force here. Put them with Task Force 3. Merge back together. Thank you. And Yugoslavian fighter competition. Decolonization of the British Empire is done. Okay. So absolutely. Decolonization is done. Now in the other part of the focus tree, we're going to do Cyprus leaves the faction. I imagine a lot of other countries will. We'll do the fate of the royal family. And it says here, the fate of the royal family in the focus description. The notion that one person is worth more than another purely by birth sickens us. The immense wealth the royal family continues to flaunt is a thorn in our eyes, and would undoubtedly be of much better use spent on rearmament and industrial expansion. Perhaps it is time we kill 2 birds with 1 stone. And from this focus, once it is complete, we'll get ourselves 60 political power and an event called the Fate of the Royal Family. So, what can we do now? Let me see here. Get some support from the trade unions, maybe. Yes, get some more factories. Break these ships up, or I already did that. Take them here. Well, this force, have them go to English Channel. One will go there. The other will go here, in that area. And the next will go to be... Well, they'll do naval invasion support. Yes, you gotta cancel everything. I'm sorry. Just do naval invasion support. All you gotta do. This invasion will start in about a month or so. We'll need fuel, don't we? Yes. Let's get some from the USSR. Thank you, USSR. Our best trading partner in the world, clearly. And now, let's get the Bren carrier. The Bren carrier is still too far ahead in tech. Never mind on the Bren carrier. But let's get ourselves research. I don't know, strategic bombers. Get Halifax researched. Free dockyards. Get a few more. Build destroyers or something. I have no idea. Austria was annexed by the German Reich. Very shocking. Build some York-class ships. They are early cruisers, apparently. They're not the best thing in the world, but they're ships nonetheless. And I'm really hoping this invasion of the Netherlands goes well for us. We may also invade Belgium after this. Are they being guaranteed at all? I don't think they are. They are not. They sent some expeditionaries, didn't they? What's going on there? Yeah, no, the Dutch East Indies sent expeditionary forces to Yugoslavia. The naval treaty has been abrogated. Well, it's over the dawn of the European Defensive League. The greater... What is going on? Oh, the French formed a faction. That's going on. Okay, Italy declared war on Yugoslavia. Who all is still in the Allies? We have no more subjects, but we still have the Allies. And it consists of many communist states in Africa, the Americas, and Asia. And the European Defense League is fighting... Wow, that's fast. That's very fast. Italy's fighting the Axis, and we're ready... That is... Wow. I mean, France is fighting the Axis with the European Defensive League. Yugoslavia was attacked by Italy, who they joined... The French were guaranteeing Yugoslavia, and France created the European Defense League. So when Italy attacked Yugoslavia, they effectively attacked France at the same time, and Italy will most likely join the Axis, which will mean the Axis will... Well, the Germans will eventually fight the French. So let's declare war on the Netherlands now. Get that started. I hope they don't join a faction while we're doing this. They may do it. We're at 53% world tension, though. So they could possibly try to pull that off. It will be a mistake if they join the French. France is going to not need that at all. It would be a mistake for them. We have a massive navy. We could easily crush the Dutch East Indies. Are called into the war. No surprise there. And our units have landed at Riedelrode, or whatever this place is, in the Netherlands. Very nice name. I just can't pronounce it right. And let's move the entire Third Army in the northern part of the Dutch territories. Bring them here. Bring this cavalry down. Try to take Amsterdam or something like that. Help those other units land. Attempt to launch an assault from our landing spot. Go toward Amsterdam with the 6th Cavalry Brigade. Our allies want to join the war. Amsterdam has fallen rapidly. Wow, that's fast. And Rotterdam. Go for Rotterdam. That is absurdly fast. Whatever. Pass, pass, pass. We will satellite everything. Republic of Suriname, Republic of the Netherlands. Puppet all that. Pass, pass, pass again. Satellite the Dutch East Indies, and satellite will puppet the Netherlands. Done. And we're finished with this war. Already, right off the bat. And now we can choose to fight the Germans. That would be fun, won't it? I want them to fight the French first. I would prefer that they fight the French. Go fight the French, please. Modified government. What can we do? Political advisor or war industrialist? Let's get that guy. And fate of the royal family, that must now be decided. Do we invade the Belgians? We could, but I think that'd be a wasted opportunity if we did. I want to give it a few days. We'll wait to see what the Germans will do. And move these units over here to the German border. The entire British Army will now face the Germans. We'll see what they can do. Well, the bulk of the British Army will now face the Germans. And we'll keep these ships in the... Well, actually, no. Let me stop these missions. Get rid of all these missions. Once we go to war with Germany, we'll go back to patrolling the North Sea and the English Channel. I think that'd be a good idea. Or at least the North Sea, because honestly, we don't even need to worry about the British Channel as much anymore. The English Channel much anymore. The fate of the royal family. Detained in an unofficial house arrest in the splendor of the Buckingham Palace ever since the transition of power, the time has now come what to do with the royal family. Public opinion has made it clear that they must go. All that remains is to decide on what manner and what to do with their wealth once we seize it. Let's exile them to Canada. They're going to be sent off to Canada. There we go. So now they're going to be stuck there. And in a focused tree, let's do eliminate the upper class. The workers must rise up and break the oppression of the upper classes. We will deal with them and seize their companies for the state. And we're going to remove some aristocrat field marshals, generals, and admirals once this focus is done. And we'll get 60 political power and an event called eliminate the upper class. Start that though, get it done. And I want to know if the Axis Union of Britain banishes the royal family. It was called a merciful decision. And I wonder, will they join? What is going on here now? Romania. Romania is fighting in Albania pretty hard, it looks like. Are the Germans going to have the Italians join the Axis? That is the question for our time. Will they do it? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's justify on the Belgians. Just see what happens. The French may guarantee them. I have no idea if they will or not. I'm hoping they don't, but they may. And how are we doing with equipment? Xinjiang joined the common term. We need support equipment, don't we? Yes, we do. I'm just going to need to start making military factories soon. Go ahead and put a bunch of them in the queue. Build them up in the Midlands and Yorkshire, Lancaster, or Lancashire. Portugal seeks to purchase British ships. This will be beneficial to both of us. Yes, purchase them. Good. And escalator clause invoked. That means the naval treaty is effectively dead. Sorry, I just closed out that 4th international event there. My mind was on other things, such as invading Belgium, which should be guaranteed by France. Okay, that's awkward, but whatever. What can we do then? Norway? How many more places are you going to guarantee? You're already in a war with Italy. I really just want Italy to join the Italian faction. I mean, I want Italy to join the, what is this about? Hungary renounces, some treaty, Trianon, they're not bound by that anymore. Will Italy join the Axis or not? I need to know. I wonder if they're going to do it. Join the Axis, please. What's this about? Oh yeah, the escalator clause being invoked. Let me try to bait France into justifying on countries. And by doing that, my goal there, how that is going to work is I'm going to justify on Estonia here with no actual intention to invade them. But we're just doing it to, they're forced to, they're going to guarantee them. Cancel justification immediately. Who can we also justify on? Lithuania. Do that, for example. This is going to cost us political power, but the point is to just bait the French into trying to protect them. Do it with Lithuania, then do it with Finland, see if the French can even put enough political power on the line here. Give it a few days. And instead of invading Belgium now, we'll try to invade, say, Denmark, because that will give us another border with the Germans, and we have the Navy to just dominate the seas there. So let me merge this force with this one. And where's that third one? Bring them here. Well, actually, no. Keep them where they are. Eliminate the upper class is done. It says here now, in this event, now that we have secured the place of communism in the nation, we can begin to look towards redistributing the wealth held by its citizens. The upper class must have their silver spoons forcibly removed. It is the Red Fox's turn. And what is the Red Fox? Whatever. We now have lost some commanders. Oh well. Do we have any field marshals at all? I gotta promote a new one. Let's promote Neil Ritchie here. We lost Bernard Montgomery. And we lost the 3rd Army commander. It's fine though. Now we have Alan Cunningham leading the 3rd Army. Select a technology to research. Let's go for military police. Good. Or no, that's the wrong slot. Whoops. There we go. That's maintenance company. Oh well, we'll just get the other thing done later. Chief of the Army. Edmund Ironside. Army. He specializes in defense. Okay then. And are the French going to are you going to defend the Finns? I guess not. So let's go ahead and justify on Denmark then. There seems to be no one willing to protect them. They may possibly join the French faction, which I'm still wondering if I'm pondering. I don't know what to do here. But now, for the good of the revolution, all must be willing to make sacrifices and comfort. All must be willing to make sacrifices and comfort for the good of the state. The British people will keep their heads high in the face of rationing, confident that it will ensure our eventual victory, and this will remove the national spirit, the war to end all wars, and give us the national spirit for the good of the revolution. Now it takes 70 days. I still need to get my army to be a little bit more bigger, Please, I want the Germans to be distracted with a war. I need to build as many military factories as possible. A civil war has ended in Portugal. Italy's not making too big of advances in the Alps. I mean, against Yugoslavia. They're losing ground in Venice while they're being pushed back pretty hard. That is unfortunate. Mexican Republic has been annexed. Let's try to invade Denmark and see if we can get away with it. Also research Marines. Communist China took some land from the Shanxi state. Let's justify on Denmark. Get this done. I wonder if they'll join a faction of the French or not. We'll see. We'll ultimately see what happens there. And will they join the Axis? I really need to know if they'll do this or not. They seem not to want to do it. It's strange. And here's a new infantry division. Let me take some factories off of guns and now make a little bit of support equipment, please. There we go. Make some support equipment, put another factory there. Good. Research slot available. Let's research. No, that's way too advanced. Research paratroopers. Terrific. And why? Italy is now also losing Sardinia, it appears, and they're losing ground in the Piedmont area of their country, which is unfortunate for them. Mussolini is not having a fun time, and he should not have invaded Yugoslavia. That was a mistake. Harry Pollock calls to aid Danish workers, and we will crush their bourgeoisie overlords or something like that. And that will happen. When is that war justification going to be finished? It'll be finished on 3rd of May. Mexican oil nationalized. What's this about? Okay, whatever. And just sort of overlook that. So let's complete the focus. Follow Moscow. It says here, in its roots, communism in Britain has always followed the orders of Moscow. To continue to do so now is not only logical, but also necessary. Between the Red Army and our Navy, we shall spread the word of Marx far and wide, and none can stop us. So maybe we'll join a Comintern. I have no idea. And now I got to get a naval commander. I forgot to even get a naval commander. Andrew Cunningham will have to do. So here we are. He's a pretty good naval commander, I think. But he is available at this point. And let's have this fleet here take this fleet here, do patrol in this part of the North Sea, then have the largest unit of the Royal Navy patrol in the Danish belts or whatever, and have this one just do naval invasion duty in those two regions. And we'll need to get prepared for an invasion of Denmark soon. This should be an easy war. Hopefully they don't join the French faction. They may do it, though. I don't think the French are willing to risk it still. Time will tell if they are, though. And what do we do with this force? I don't have a clue. Whatever, they'll just sit it out. They're for naval invasion support, I think, so they're doing that intentionally. Whoops. Okay, so let's get Army 1. Army 1 will get 10 divisions here. Actually, how many ports can we even take here? There's 1 port, 2 ports. So 2 Panay incident has occurred. No, 3 ports we got to aim for. So split this unit up. Aim 4 units at the Danish capital. And have, say, 3 other units try to take those other ports in Denmark. That is the intent there. We'll see if that all pays off or not. There's actually 4, so there's 4 ports. Whoops, so let's put 2 there. 2 will try to take this port in the north, and 1 will try to take the port at Aarhus, or however you pronounce it. Just aim to take all of this for the Union of Britain, and we'll try to defeat the Danish once we land. It should work out in our favor, I think. We have tons of naval support, tons of soldiers overall. And what is the Navy doing? Are they repairing? Yes, they are. Follow Moscow is complete. The Soviet Union grants the request to allow us to join a Comintern, and several other countries are going to leave the Allies. So, what does this mean for all of our old friends in Africa? They are now on their own in the Allies. Who even leads the Allies at this point? I have no idea. But anyway, in the focus tree, let's complete tackle fascism, and it says fascism is the prime threat to the workers' cause. We must focus on eliminating this blight from the face of Europe, and this will give us a national spirit, which will grant us a attack and defense bonus against Italy and the German Reich, and also fascism will go down in terms of support. Well, in Britain anyway. Not like it had much support to begin with. Field hospitals, research that. Actually, no, I need to get military police. What am I doing? Get that, yes. Sten Mark II has been researched, good. And the Allies now are going to be led by... Who's leading the Allies? They're being led by... Who leads them? The British Antillean Commune. I could invade them. I might invade them just to get them all back into my faction. So they're being led by this country right here. That is who's leading them. I'm going to justify on them. Actually, no. Whatever. We'll deal with this once we get done with our war with the Danish. Maybe. Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. And I think I'm going to end what is going to be part 1 for my United Kingdom United Kingdom Stalinist Path playthrough in Hearts of Iron 4 here. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe.